Hello and welcome, I'm CuddlyJay, and today we'll be looking at a budget-friendly Primal staff build for PvE. Now, I just want to say something before, the video begins. The staff is 500,000, but the other day it was over 1 million, so it is dropping off, and it's getting lower as the days go on. So fingers crossed it'll just keep going down in price, and we'll have a proper budget-friendly build. But this is, you've got the staff, and you can't afford armor, so I'm going to recommend specific armor for you, and help you with that budget, if that makes sense. So yeah, let's get straight into this, shall we? So for the staff itself, we have the Primal staff. It's a two-handed, and you're going to start off with Reality Fissure. Basically, you just shoot off this in a targeted direction of your choice. It's a reality crack. It deals 219 magical damage to all enemies it hit, and it'll, hitting at least one enemy will apply one shift charge on you. The shift charges are these little blue combo points that stack up on a bar, and then that means when you transform into your form, this will be a bear form, you can use this and deal more damage and use your one ability that will be on W. Unless you have it keybind into something else. Then we have Reality Fissure. So you'll use this again right after the first one. You just do the same thing, aim it, and then it'll deal 375 magical damage to all enemies it hits. Hitting at least one enemy will apply 2 shift charges on you. Now we have the next ability, Distortion. I really like this one. When I first used it, I didn't like it, but I like it now, especially for dungeons and all. It's very good. But you just conjure a cloud of distorted reality with a 4-meter radius at the targeted location of your choice. It'll last 3 seconds, deals 219 magical damage every 0.75 seconds, and it slows all the enemies within it by 20%. Now, each enemy it hits, it does apply 1 shift charge onto you up to 2 times. And then for our passive, I've just gone with Altered Beast. When transforming, increase your max and current health by 2% for 5 seconds for each shift charge you have. Stacks up to 5 times. Now we're going to discuss the bear form. So this is the Spirit Bear Transformation. So you'll tap this, you'll transform into a Spirit Bear for up to 30 seconds. Now the stats that this will change is it'll make your offensive low, so you won't deal as much damage. Your energy regeneration will be very high, so if you're low on mana, change to your bear, get all your energy back. And then your defense is huge. It's high. When you're in the bear form, you're very tanky indeed. So this also does enrage while your health is below 50%. Your damage and duration of your crowd control effect will increase by 20%, and your cast speed will increase by 40%. Now we'll discuss the bear form itself. So first we have the passive, which is called Swipes. It's a damage crowd control passive. Every auto attack cleaves in a cone in front of you, dealing 82 physical damage to all enemies it hits, except the targeted enemy. While at least 1 shift charge is active on you, your attacks will slow all enemies hit by it by 20% for 1.41 seconds. Alright, so now for the PvE side of things for the bear here, we have Feral Bash, which is the first ability in bear form. You smash the ground and you deal 438 physical damage versus mobs in a 4-meter radius. It does increase your threat towards all the mobs hit by them by 200, and if you have at least 1 shift charge active on you, the smash will consume it, stunning all enemies hit for 1.27 seconds. So basically this build, just so you know, the way I've built it is more to do for damage, but I just want you to know that you could use this as a tank. Like, if you did want a tank build, the Primal staff is definitely a good choice, especially because of the threat. Now we're going on to Wild Onslaught. So this combines up to 2 abilities. The combo resets after 8 seconds. So your first Wild Onslaught, you dash in the targeted direction, knocking back all the enemies you pass through by 2.81 meters. You deal 137 physical damage, and then you decrease damage resistance by 50 for 5 seconds. Then you have a second attack, which is a Roar attack. You unleash a Mighty Roar, and you'll deal 548 physical damage versus mobs in a cone in front of you. Enemies that get hit by this will flee from you for 1.2 seconds. Don't worry, they don't, flee too far. They're not like running across the map, so it's not a big deal. But it does work as an interrupt, which is very nice, and then it makes you the highest priority target for all mobs you hit. So if you really want to be the tank in a group, this staff is definitely for you. But as I said, later on, I'll show you what I'll be building. We're not going for pure tankiness. And then you, of course, have your end transformation. If you tap that, you can go back to your human form. So for our first jacket, of course, is the Stalker Jacket. So I needed more damage, so we've gone with the electric field on the Stalker Jacket. You unleash an electric field in a 6-meter radius around you. It lasts 5 seconds, deals 59 magical damage to all enemies within the field every 0.5 seconds. And then for the passive, I went with Balance Mind. It increases all your damage and healing cast by 4% and increases your defense by basically 2%. Then I went with, of course, the Guardian Boots. I like the Guardian Boots. I went with this because of the rejuvenating sprint. It increase our move speed by 8%, heal us for 98 health over 5 seconds. We went with toughness to increase our defense by 2.4%. And then, of course, the Guardian Boots, they're a bit more, tanky compared to like the soldier boots and all. So we're sticking to the budget-friendly side of things here. So I went with the Mage Cowl. I wanted more damage. I think it's a good combo, especially when you have the Stalker Jacket with the electric field. And then I went with the Fire Breath. So breathe fire in a cone in front of you, dealing 380 magical damage over 3 seconds to all enemies it hits. And then I, of course, went with Aggression, which increases all our damage by 3.5%. For our bags and all, I went with just a normal bag. And then for your cape, if you can afford it, go with the Fetford cape, but if you can't, just go with a normal cape. This isn't a huge deal, really, but I just threw this on because, yeah, I like the Chain Lightning. Activates when you perform an auto attack. It releases a Chain Lightning onto the target enemy, which jumps to the closest enemy within 9 meters of the last enemy it hits, dealing 173 magical damage with each hit. And then it can hit up to 4 enemy targets, but it can't hit the same target twice. But if you can't afford this, don't worry, just go with a normal cape, because I do understand the Primal Staff is quite expensive. So, as I said, this is just a build for you if you've got the Primal Staff and you want to stay kind of on a budget. So hopefully it helps some of you out. Now, for the potions and all, I went with the Minor Healing Potion, just so I could have some heals, just in case. But when you turn into your bear form, honestly, you're so tanky, it kind of doesn't matter. Like, I was just face tanking bosses for the most part. Like, I just didn't care they were damaging me and getting me low. So, yeah, this was kind of just, whatever. Just, I could use this if I really needed to, Then we, of course, went with Carrot Soup, one of my favorites. It's cheap, easy to use, increases your health regeneration by 100% for 30 minutes outside of combat. Overall, I hope you enjoyed this build. It was just a budget-friendly, trying to be a budget-friendly Primal Staff PvE build. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, helps my channel grow, and of course, come check me out on Twitch and say hello. Anyways, bye-bye, everyone.